Not the game, me. God damn it. I'm a bit all over the place, as you can tell today. I've had a pretty active last couple of days, and my brain's just gone. Um, excuse me. Yeah, I'm a little fried. Did I miss a 14 stream? No, I was going to do one on Saturday, but I wasn't feeling up to it. So I'd set up for that, and then I forgot, and then I forgot to update today's stream info. Because I'm a fucking space case. But yeah, we're starting chapter 4 today. Happy Women Wednesday. It is Women Wednesday. Oh yeah, speaking of game audio, how is that for you guys? Is that alright? Yeah, no, there would have been a notification in the Discord if I did go live anyway and forgot to put anything myself. Oh. So yeah, let's go over what happened last time. Maddie fucking died. Yeah, Maddie fucking died. She is now a ghost, like Abigail. Hard to say without the voices going. Good, that is a good point. We'll check it in a minute. So yeah, she's now living as a ghost with Abigail. Who is just the sweetest little bean. Tara fucking broke down that her best friend is dead. And that scene hurts me deeply every time. Tara and Morgan abandoned the cabin, because it was a really easy place for Evelyn to get at them. But Evelyn has now seen Madison and Abigail. So she's probably going to do something about that, because she was shocked to see them. Now, normal people can't see ghosts like Maddie and Abigail. So, that kind of speaks to whatever the fuck Evelyn is. Because we did learn from Geladura, the cat, who is not a cat, she's actually a fairy who was cursed into the form of a cat by Evelyn, that Evelyn also is not human. But it has not been said yet what exactly Evelyn is. I don't know if specifically we're going to get that information today. But there was a scene that I pushed stream later than I normally would have last time. There's also the whole telekinetically throwing people at walls thing. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't answer the question of what is Evelyn specifically, what kind of creature is she? Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to get those answers today, but I had pushed stream later than normal last time because I was looking for a specific scene that I really wanted to show you guys, because it's the fucking cutest thing ever. And that is probably going to happen today? Probably? Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, we'll gonna jump into it. Also, now that we're actually here at chapter 4, let's take a look at I don't know if you guys can see this. Can I zoom in here? I don't know how well you can see it, but this is Maddie in a new outfit. She's got a green dress, has flowers all over it. She's got a flower crown on. So yeah, I wonder how that's gonna go. She says, having played the game to completion technically played it to completion 3 times. I sped through it to get the 2 endings that I didn't get the first time. So technically this is only my second full playthrough with, like, actually going through it all. But yeah, just take that in and we'll see how it goes. I didn't notice it was Maddie. Who else in the story has blonde hair? Tara's is dyed like a deep red and with purple tinges. Morgan's ginger, and Abigail has pink hair. Evelyn also has the same orange hair as Morgan, but, you know, mom. But yeah, just keep that in mind. What the fuck? Hold on. History. Okay, that was just the last line. I was like, why are we getting a new character? Alright, we're on Morgan now. The only difference this morning is that Tara's still asleep. It's the first time I've woken up before her since we started sleeping together. I'm glad she's still sleeping. I can tell she needs it. I slip out of bed and dress silently. My next move should be heading to the shop. Sticking to routine is what's kept Evelyn off our back. For now. The instant I start thinking about Evelyn again, I'm hit by a powerful urge to climb back into bed and wrap my arms around Tara. Hold her for a little longer. I don't. She needs her rest, and there's still some time before she leaves. Somehow thinking about that makes me feel even worse. I try to push the thoughts away, but her voice does that for me.
Oh shit, what time is it?
She's sitting up in bed and rubbing at her eyes. She's still wearing her clothes from the night before. Or at least the top half. Seriously, sleeping in jeans gets really uncomfortable. But her sitting up doesn't mean she's actually awake.
It's still early. You can rest more.
No, it's fine. I got this.
I'm just going to go spend some time in the shop so nobody comes to check in on us later today. Get some sleep. I'll be back soon.
You sure?
I move back to the bed and kiss her forehead before lowering her onto her pillow.
I'm sure. I'll wake you up when I'm back.
Okay, cool. Thanks, babe. Thanks.
They fucking, but they're dancing around being in an actual romantic relationship. Dead silence.
I know what you meant.
Also, you can see now the moon on Tara's shirt is a lot closer to being full. I'm out the door before either of us can say a word. I don't want to think about that right now. Just need to get to the shop. Hang on. Is it just me, or is Evelyn's hair a lot whiter? Like, a lot more white streaks in it? Didn't notice the moon changing until you pointed out last time. Honestly, I don't think I noticed it my first time through either. I think somebody in the studio on Discord mentioned it, and that, like, blew my mind. She decomposing in real time? Well, apparently she does need a new host. I'm so focused on that, I almost slam into Evelyn the second I step outside.
No need to rush, dear.
My brain jumps into panic mode. Why is she here? She's never here in the morning. Did she come for us? The door isn't shut all the way. I could run back inside, grab Tara, get out. I know deep down that it's pointless to try. If she wanted us dead, we'd be dead. I don't know why she's sparing us. If she changes her mind, we won't get a warning.
What do you want?
Her mouth curls into a frown.
Am I not supposed to take an interest in my daughter's life? I thought you had outgrown that phase.
I grit my teeth. The sight of Tara's body being flung into the wall, Maddie's room in the cabin hauntingly empty. She doesn't even have the right to pretend to be my mother.
I'm not your daughter.
Morgan!
I flinch as she raises her voice. I hate letting her get a rise out of me, but there's too many memories making me afraid of that sound. She just sighs and her features sink. She almost looks visibly hurt. Only almost. There's still something inhuman about her expression. Something I've never been able to understand.
You can be so cruel sometimes. You weren't always. When you were young, you were the sweetest thing. You would never imagine the things you say to me so casually now.
I clench my fists. Have to keep it together. My nails push slightly against the skin of my palm. As always, my fingers freeze before they draw blood.
I'm going to work.
My voice comes out as a rasp, and I cringe at the weakness of it. She puts her hand on my shoulder as I try to walk past.
Work can wait, dear. I'm sure your customers will understand. I have something to show you. I thought since you were so desperate to see in my office, I could give you a little glimpse of what I keep in there.
Evelyn drops her hand, her lips twisting into a sickeningly sweet smile.
If you're not interested, however, I'm sure your American friend would be eager to join me.
My blood freezes. I want to hit her. I want to scream at her. I'm not sure if it's fear or the curse she's placed on me that keeps me rooted to the spot. I can't even look up at her. She knows she's won, as she always has. I can feel her eyes on me as she waits for me to follow her. The moment passes and she makes a sound of affirmation. She turns away.
Now come with me, dear.
I figure out where we're heading after a couple minutes of walking. The forest. If she's taking me in there, then this could be it.
Ah, here we are.
I look back to the house for what I hope isn't the last time. What's going to happen if Tara wakes up and can't find me? What if she never sees me again?
Tara.
I mutter her name under my breath. Some dumb, childish part of me hopes that she heard it somehow. It's better that she's not here, but I still wish she was.
What was that, dear?
Nothing.
I ought to thank your friend. She's made motivating you so much easier. It's nice to see you caring about someone other than yourself for once. I'd almost think you were finally growing up, if you weren't so stubbornly holding on to your teenage rebelliousness.
I don't say anything. I keep my face blank. 1, 2, breathing. She pays me no mind. We walk into the forest, past the initial tree line, into its depths. At least I know where we are. Or I thought I did. As we keep on walking, I realize that I don't know where we are at all. I don't recognize any of this. The trees are different. These are ones I don't know. They aren't even the ones I saw when we started walking. I've walked this path dozens of times. There's no way I'm making a mistake. The branches blot out the sun even more than usual, and the shadows seem to blend around Evelyn. I can hear the creaking of old wood in the darkness. It almost sounds like the trees are moving. I've never seen the forest behave like this. I've never seen anything behave like this. As we walk, Evelyn keeps turning her head to glance at me, probably trying to see how scared I am. I don't let my expression waver. I won't let her in. She won't win this one. Things around me don't even look like trees anymore. They're too gnarled and rotten. They twist into shapes that should be impossible. They form walls around us as we walk, pushing us forward. I can't help drawing in on myself. It's like the whole forest is closing around us. It's getting harder to breathe. I feel like I'm about to be crushed by the forest itself. And just when I think I can't take it anymore, we break into a clearing. And in the center of the clearing is a beautiful, radiant tree. It's actually green. Real, brilliant green needles. The trunk is so thick and sturdy that the bark makes it look armor-plated. The rich scent of pine fills the air. The shadows around us are kept at bay by a shimmering golden light. I can breathe again. Crisp, clear air fills my lungs. The awful sensation of the twisted forests are all but forgotten. I reach out my hand to it, but only reach. Something inside tells me that I'm not supposed to touch it. That I'm not even supposed to be here.
What is this?
She ignores me. Or at least I think she does. I don't turn around to look at her. I'm too transfixed by the tree ahead of me. I don't know how long I stand there staring, but after some time I notice the air around me change. My limbs begin to numb almost immediately. When I look back at Evelyn, she's glowing. An oily shimmer all over her body. She's smiling at me. Smiling?
You were so peaceful, so calm. I can't remember another time when you were so relaxed. I hate to interrupt it. Really, I do. But I only have so much time to spend here. Do you understand?
She starts walking towards me. That's when I see the knife in her hand. I try to open my mouth to speak. I try to move my feet away from her. I can't. Completely still, impulse crashes against nature. My heart hammers in my chest. Every muscle in my body is frozen. I can't even shake.
This forest spirit. It's so young. As small as it is, the power within it is enough to melt the ice in this place, to draw you in. You love it so much, even though you'd only just met it moments ago.
A rush of understanding fills me. The warmth, the peace in this place. A haven from the cold, and we are the intruders.
I always knew you were part of this forest. Much more than any of the others. This confirms that.
She grabs my hand and holds it up, examining my palm, running her fingers over its creases, as if it's like nothing she's ever seen before.
I thought it would make you dangerous. It didn't. It made you weaker.
She presses the blade to my hand. My mind screams at my body, desperately trying to get my muscles to respond.
Your one chance at success, of escape, and you're weakened by it.
She laughs to herself, like she knows a joke that I'm not in on. With a swift motion, she drags the knife against my palm. I stare in horror as blood trickles and pools from the open gash.
Since you loved it so much, I wonder how it will feel for you to be the one to kill it.
Oh fuck. My strings are cut in that moment, and I fall over. The rush of sensations rush over me all at once. The pain, the cold. I scream out, clutching my palm. I turn to try and crawl immediately, my instincts shouting at me as I fall to my knees over and over. Get up! Run! Run! But it's too late. Evelyn grabs my wrist so hard I feel the bones are about to break, and she swings me around and presses my bloody palm into the forest spirit. Before I can rip my hand away, I feel a voice bursting from within. Pain rips forth from my chest the more I try and hold the words back. I cover my mouth with my hands and stumble back in horror. But it's too late. An unexplainable sound fills the air. A hideous groaning. I know what it is. I do. I don't want to admit it to myself, though. It's the spirit. Blackness moves up the shining green needles. The calming aura disappears completely, and it's replaced by something else. Pain. It's pain. I fall to my knees as the trunk begins to twist into itself. Bits of bark fall into the snow. The rotting blackness creeps up from its roots, and the unsteady trunk begins to sway. The needles wither and die. My head is filled with its suffering. I hear a crackling then. A black tar seeps out from the bark, smelling of death. Morgan screams in pain and terror as the ancestral tree before her is killed. It bursts into flames.
No, 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 no!
I try to hold my mouth closed. Incantations leave my throat in a voice that's mine, but yet isn't. Evelyn's standing farther back now, watching the scene before her. Her face is contorted into a terrifying grin. She's enjoying this. The crackling grows louder. My breath catches in my chest, and out of the corner of my eye I see Evelyn, hand outstretched.
No! Don't! Stop!
With a crack louder than thunder, the spirit's trunk splits in two. A beat of silence follows. And then I hear the screams. It comes from all around me. Something crying out within the woods. A shrieking, earth-shattering wail. My heart breaks. It's not something in the forest. It is the forest. Somehow the trees around me are screaming in pain. I'm screaming now. I can barely hear myself through the shrieking vortex around me. I can't look. I bow my head, still screaming, as the fire burns. Even the fire feels wrong. It's cold, freezing. Fire blooms around the tree, shooting high above the tree line in one giant, blinding burst. The tree is gone. All that's left is a circle of scorched earth. The burn is more intense than anything I've ever seen. It looks like it stretches down forever. Somewhere in my heart, I know nothing will ever grow here again. The screams start to fade. I slowly take my hands from my ears.
Thank you for being such a help, dear. Really.
Morgan looks back at Evelyn with gritted teeth.
You're a monster.
How funny. Your mother said the exact same thing. You really do take after her.
I can't gather my thoughts enough to respond. The screams are still echoing in my mind.
Never forget this day, child. In the brief time you have left, I want you to know for certain that you don't stand a chance at changing your fate. You never have. None of you ever had. And when the time comes for you to serve as my vessel, I'll make sure the next one won't either.
She reaches out toward me and I prepare for the worst. But all she does is pat my head and ruffle my hair.
You can find your own way home, I assume. I know how much you love these woods.
She gives another chuckle as she turns and walks away, heading back into the shadowy trees. She disappears into the darkness. All that's left is me and the disgusting burnt circle. My mind is blank, numb with shock. Quietly, slowly, one thought begins to take form. And this is our second of 3 choices, chat. Like I said, we are going for the best ending. And I have looked up the answers again because I couldn't remember what they were from the first time I played. But we're going to make Evelyn pay for this. No matter what it takes. She's tried to break me for years. Over and over again. I've never let her. And I'm not gonna let her do it now. I don't care how powerful she is. I don't care what she did to Maddie. She's going to pay. And Tara and I are going to make sure of it. We'll destroy her. Once and for all. We'll leave this place behind for good. Together. This sure doesn't feel like the best route. So this happens regardless of what choices you make. The main thing that changes is just the ending. So, everything that's happened so far, Maddie fucking dying, Evelyn using the curse she placed on Morgan to kill the forest spirit. This always happens. It's not like Please Be Happy where there are different routes. It's just different outcomes at the ending depending on your choices. And nothing's going to stop us. I open the front door, and its weight drags me forward as I stumble inside. I prop myself up on the knob, trying to catch my breath. I can't. Tara must have heard the door because her footsteps come booming down the stairs. She doesn't fall. I'm surprised, given that the last 5 times she ended up slamming into the wall. I keep telling her to be careful. This time I'm glad she isn't. Closing the door behind me, I finally manage to enter the kitchen as she rounds the corner.
Holy shit, you're okay. I thought when you didn't come home,
I'm okay. Don't worry. It wasn't anything.
I can't seem to finish my sentence. My head is swimming. I stumble again, ready to collapse into the floor.
Let's go upstairs. You need some rest. Come on.
Her voice is warm, quiet, and reassuring. I can't believe it belongs to the same girl who spends her days yelling about the Loch Ness Monster. But it's what I need right now.
Thank you, Tara.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. We're the dream team, remember?
And I thought I was corny. Jesus, Tara. She flashes me a now very familiar, wide-mouthed, goofy grin. I can tell she's trying to distract me from the fear and worry I can see in her eyes. She's never been hard to read, but by now she's an open book. But at least she's trying. That counts. Yeah, I know I'm still corny, but like, the dream team is so generic.
Come on, let's get up there.
Tara holds my arm to steady me as we go up the stairs. I hate being like this. I'm not supposed to be weak. I can't be weak. Fucking, I feel you, Morgan. First time I needed help like that, when my disability was starting to kick in, oh my god, I was so upset with myself. I ignore the shaking in my legs and force myself to stand on my own. Even if I'm just walking to the bed and sit down, it helps.
You just sit here for a minute and relax, okay? I'll go make some coffee or something.
She'll try.
I thought you didn't even know how to make coffee.
That's where the or something comes in.
Amazing. It takes me a second to realize that I'm laughing. Everything's gone wrong, but I'm laughing. Every time I start to lose hope, she makes me laugh. She's smiling again. It's genuine this time.
I guess I'll take the risk. Thank you, Tara.
I'm not good with words. I want to kiss her, to thank her genuinely. It's not the right time. I kiss her cheek instead. Tara hesitates, staring at Morgan blankly. Her eyebrows knit together into a look of worry. She doesn't say anything, just turns and heads for the kitchen. Maybe that was a mistake, but I don't think it was. A whirlpool of panic hits my brain the instant she leaves. It threatens to overcome me, crashing over my thoughts and pulling me deeper into its abyss. My breathing runs ragged. I close my eyes, counting to 100 as I've done so many times before. But it's not enough. The forest, Maddie, Evelyn, Tara. I try to raise my head above the water. I can't do this. After everything, with Maddie, with Evelyn, Tara shouldn't have to deal with my problems too. And neither of us has time to deal with all the feelings we know we're not talking about. If I'm a bigger part of the picture than Maddie, I know what that's going to lead to. I hold it in. I'll be fine. I shake my head. It's so much harder to lie to myself than it used to be. Those heavy footsteps save me from the mess in my head. Tara slips back into the room with 2 mugs of what I think is supposed to be coffee. The smell of coffee always makes me feel calm, but right now it just makes me feel sick.
Here we go. If the caffeine in this doesn't wake you up, then at least the taste will.
As long as it doesn't kill me.
No promises.
I bring the mug to my lips and taste it carefully. It's not bad. Or I'm just desperate. Either way, I keep drinking it.
So, what happened out there? Did she hurt you?
Not really. She just went on about how I can't do anything to her. It wasn't anything serious.
She killed the forest spirit! She cut your hand!
Bullshit.
I want to tell her not to worry, but I can't. Evelyn's laughter rattles around in my head the second I open my mouth. I place the already empty mug of coffee on my desk. I hear Tara's sharp intake of breath behind me and I spin around, my heart racing. Fear and worry reflect in her eyes as her gaze flits between my face and my hand. I look down at my own palm, still bleeding gently. It throbs now that I'm looking at it. With everything that happened, I had forgotten about it. Tara reaches forward and holds my hand between her own, applying a gentle pressure to it. Her concern is more than I can handle. I can't lie to her.
I'm sorry, Tara. We've already got so much to worry about. I didn't want to give you more.
I want to look out for you, Morgan. I can take it.
The two of us sit silently for what feels like an eternity. Every sentence I try to form falls apart the moment I open my mouth. The screaming echoes in my head. But eventually, I do it.
And then I couldn't stop. I was killing it.
Tara rubs my hand, staying quiet as I continue talking. I feel my eyes stinging the more I speak, but I have to hold it together.
It was burning. It was burning and dying. It was like the entire forest felt it. I couldn't stop the magic no matter what I did. And after everything was said and done, Evelyn, she...
I feel a tightness in my chest. I've never spoken like this before to anyone. Not even to Geladura.
She told me my real mother was just like me.
I can't bring myself to continue. Voicing the implications out loud would make them more real than they already were. My real mother is gone, and whatever similarities we bore mean nothing now. All that matters is that she lost.
Shit, Morgan,
The stinging's getting worse.
She probably doesn't know how much we know. If she's trying to scare you, that means she's really scared of us. Her pulling weird shit in the forest isn't gonna change anything.
She killed the forest spirit, Tara. She can't understand. How do I tell her about the screams of the forest? That black fire?
The trees were...
I cut myself off. What am I doing? I already told myself I wasn't going to let this get to me. And here I am, already about to lose it. I have to keep it together.
You're right. Sorry. I shouldn't have made such a big deal out of it.
Hey, that's not what I meant. I want to hear what you have to say.
She sits down next to me, and the stinging in my eyes isn't going away now, no matter how many times I try to blink it back.
You know I'm not the best at, like, saying stuff. Or knowing how to say stuff.
Isn't that your job?
Yeah, but do I ever look like I know what I'm doing?
Mood. She holds my hand as I chuckle.
You've got a point. But I'm okay, I promise. It was just some cheap scare tactic. I wouldn't let something like that beat me. Like you said, this is just a sign that we're on the right track. Just because everyone else before us failed, that doesn't mean that...
Morgan,
Huh?
you're crying.
What? No, I'm not.
The tears are literally running down your face, Morgan. Inch by inch, I reach up and touch my cheek. It's wet. I can't be crying. My eyes are still stinging. I've been holding it back.
It's okay. You can cry.
I told you, I'm not...
My voice cuts off as I let out a choked sob.
I'm not...
Tears flow down my face for the first time in years. Each one burns my skin like a tiny, painful reminder of how pathetic I'm being. I desperately try to wipe the tears away, even though I know it's pointless. They just keep coming. I squeeze my eyes shut instead in hopes that it'll somehow force the tears back in. And then once again, I feel Tara's arms around me. She squeezes me so hard that I start thinking she's trying to wring the tears out of me.
Let it out. You know I've got you.
I let it out. I throw my arms around her and rest my head against my shoulder. All I can do is hope that the fabric muffles my sobs. She rubs my back slowly and presses her lips to my forehead. I already feel like I'm burning inside, but her warmth is different. It's soothing. My whole body shakes against Tara. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't say anything. She just holds me close. This isn't the girl I spent years watching yell about monsters on the internet. This isn't even the girl that stepped off the train a few weeks ago. Something about being here changed her. Probably her best friend getting killed, and now the girl she's denying she has feelings for getting like tortured and traumatized by the thing that's possessing her mother's body, you know, things like that'll change a person. As I cling to her for dear life, I realize that it changed me too. I can feel my tears start to slow when that thought crosses my mind. I'm finally able to catch my breath. Tara's grip on me loosens as I stop shaking. When she takes her lips off my forehead, I have to fight the urge to pull her back down. I pull away and sit up instead. It's nice to be able to wipe my cheeks and actually have them stay dry. Looking at her now, I can see that Tara's face is stained with tears too. It's my fault.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's cool. I don't think anyone on Earth or anywhere else would say you don't deserve a minute to get it all out there.
If you say so.
For what it's worth, I think you stand a way better chance than any of the people that came before you. After all, you've got one thing they don't.
What's that?
She breaks into another massive grin that the tear streaks on her face can't hope to tarnish. I know what she's going to say before she even brings out the finger guns.
Me, obviously.
This fucking goober. Oh. Same, Tara. Same. A bit of silliness is good. It's great. I start to chuckle before bursting into laughter. Real, full laughter. Every now and then a sob slips in. I don't mind as much anymore. As always, she knew how to make me feel better.
My incredibly humble savior.
Hey, if I can't stay on brand even under the threat of death, I don't deserve to be popular.
Oh my god. She's such a goober.
I love that about you.
I clamp my mouth shut the instant the words leave it. I don't know where that came from. Tara's expression makes it clear she doesn't either.
Thanks.
Fucking... They're hopeless. They're hopeless.
Yeah, no problem.
Fucking idiots. We look away from each other. I do my best to focus on anything in the room that will hold my attention.
Hey, can I say something?
When I look back up at her, I can see that her entire face is bright red.
As much as I love to joke, I'm 100% serious about you having something that they didn't have. More than one thing, actually.
What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, just gotta shift in my seat there. Ugh.
I mean, you're really brave. Like, the bravest person I've ever met. You're smart, too. A hell of a lot smarter than I am. You're...
She scrunches up her face in that cute way she does when she's trying to figure out what to say next. Which means I've seen a lot of it.
You're all the things that I act like I am.
Damn, for someone like Tara, that's gotta be really hard to say.
You're smart, you're brave, you're strong. You're not afraid to fight back against bullshit. You're beautiful, you're capable.
Confession time. Giga Riz Master. Yes, indeed, Lemon. Yes, indeed.
You've been through a ton of bad shit all your life, and you're still fighting, even against things nobody else out there believes. I spend nearly every day of my life thinking about the strangest things in the world, and I still couldn't have imagined someone like you really existing.
If I hadn't watched her ramble for years, then I'm sure that by now she'd be incomprehensible. But I can hear every word. I can feel my heart beating faster with each one.
And you're just really awesome and fun to be around, and being here with you is one of the best things that's ever happened to me, and I don't want this to end, and I'm...
You're in love with me.
Yeah.
I'm in love with you!
Aww. Alright, chat. Time to point and say, yay! Wait, did I just... And she... We both sit in stunned silence. I try to tell myself that I don't know where that came from. Another lie. Okay, wait, that's pointing at me. Is that true, though, Ocean Bunny? I don't want to make any assumptions. I don't know anything about you, but, you know. Of course, nice. I've known for a while now. Just like I know that I...
Look, I'm really sorry. I know we agreed from the start that we wouldn't catch feelings. I swear I've never had this happen before.
Yeah, usually Tara just kind of messes around. But, you know, this is kind of a big situation. Forming an emotional connection like that is, frankly, in my opinion, very understandable. She's a mess. But she's a mess I'm in love with.
I get if you're upset, and I'm sorry for bringing us up now while we've still got this other shit going on. And when this is over, I can just leave, and I won't make a big deal about any of it, and we can just go back to living our own separate lives.
Come on, don't freeze. Or don't give me the error screen. Not now. Please. Please work. Please. Like, the music's still playing. Man, why does it gotta do this? Oh, I'm getting the little... Girl, is your game copy homophobic or something? No, my computer's been acting weird since I came back from vacation. I think it's something to do with my, my external hard drive. Something probably happened to it while it was in my bag, and I haven't moved all my games over to my new SSD. No! Hang on, chat. Hang on. So, if you're in the Discord, you'll have seen that this week I got the vinyl for the game in the mail. And the vinyl came with these two really nice double-sided prints. And one of them just so happens to be this scene here that is failing to load. So, hang on. I'm literally gonna pull up the fucking image of that print so you can see. Oh god, it's fucking enormous. No. You. Come here. No. You. Wah. It's this! It's dem smooching. Now, when this happened last time, when, funnily enough, when they kissed, it was basically, it was this image, but flipped. This is also the, hang on, if I move it. Almost. Oh, if I gotta scale it a little more. Eh. It's about as good as I can get it. Perfect. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen at another moment that'll be coming up, ideally this stream, because if it does, I'm gonna be pissed. Anyways. Actually, hang on, I'm gonna leave that up while I read this bit. I grab her cheeks and pull her face towards mine before she even realizes I've moved. I bring our lips together hard and kiss her in a way I never have before. I don't know how to describe it. I just know it's something new. We've kissed plenty of times, but this isn't like any of those. This isn't like any kiss I've ever had with anyone. It's healing. It's grounding. It's incredible. Oh no. Please stop freezing. It's probably trying to move back to the regular thing. Oh boy! Oh fuck, it crashed. Shit. Well, good thing I left the image up. Give me one sec. Properties, installed files, move install folder. Failed Heart of the Woods world already exists. Fuck, I'm sorry, chat. Give me a minute. I'm gonna try and resolve the issue. This... Wait, no. Steam library, Steam apps, common. Heart of the Woods. Okay. This should only take like a minute or two. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Well, this is super annoying. However, okay, okay, that is not gonna work right now. I'll after stream I'll pick that back up. Oh, I didn't save. Well, because it crashed. Oh boy. Okay. Well, just move that away for now. Flame and Tinder. Just gonna have to skip a bit. We gotta remake the choice. Oh no. And now it's stalling again. Man, I wish it had just given me the Ren'Py error instead. Okay, see, like this. Also, if you look up here at the top, the image it's failing to load is Torgan Kiss. Which I think is very funny. They gave them an official ship name. Are you fucking serious right now? Yeah, this definitely has to be something to do with my external hard drive. Because, like, Final Fantasy doesn't have that problem, and that's on my internal drive. Monster Hunter doesn't have that problem, that's on the SSD. But I keep all of my shows and stuff on the on my external hard drive, and those have been having, like, skipping issue, or not skipping, but, like, they'll stall for, like, a few seconds. And none of that was happening before I went away. So I can only guess that it was something that happened to my hard drive, like in my backpack or something on my way home. Okay. Didn't want to do it again. Okay, ignore. Come on, I said ignore. Come on, please. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Go the fuck back. Holy shit. Jesus. Well, well, I guess we're going to be reading this and missing voice lines, but here we go. It only takes a second before she kisses back hard. She grabs me again, and I can feel her hands moving along the length of my body. It's like she's looking for handholds. I realize in the back of my mind that this is the first time we've had a kiss this deep without one of us putting their tongue in the other one's mouth. I'd laugh if I didn't have more important things to do with my mouth. We do have to stop for breath eventually. All we do is blow hot air into each other's faces for a split second before coming back together. This is too good to let it end so soon. One of us is crying. It had better not be me. We break to gasp for air. I love you too, obviously. Tara plants smaller kisses on my bottom lip as I speak. Yeah, I kind of figured. Saying it out loud feels incredible. It's like dropping weights I've been carrying for miles. I can feel everything Evelyn took from me coming back in force. I guess I really do have you after all. With an air of finality, we break apart but remain close. Tara presses her forehead to mine and nuzzles my nose. Tara is blushing hard while looking at Morgan, determined. I'm not gonna let her hurt you. I promise. I know. We're gonna beat this thing, Morgan. We're gonna kick Evelyn's ass, and we're gonna save my best friend. And when we leave this shitty village behind for good, I want you to come with us. Yeah, of course. I'm still not able to match her level of confidence. I love her, but that doesn't magically guarantee things will be okay. I'll keep trying to get there, though. So, what does this make us? What do you mean? Are we, like, dating, or... She rubs the back of her neck and smiles awkwardly. I mean, it's been a while since I've done something like this, and this isn't exactly a normal dating scenario. I know what she's trying to say. We don't know what's around the corner yet. I don't know. Not that it's anything against you, of course. I love you a lot. I don't doubt that for a second. But I don't know if we can put a name on that love right now. Not with everything else we're dealing with. Here I always thought fighting an ancient evil monster would be the perfect setting for asking someone out. She doesn't sound mad. That's a good sign. Maybe, if everything turns out okay, we could give it a shot. Putting a name on it, I mean. She cranes her neck up towards me and kisses my cheek. Save it for after we kick some ass, huh? I can dig it. So what does that make us? For right now, I mean. Can we just be people who love each other? Stay friends the way we are now, but in love? Yeah. Yeah, I think I can do that. I do have one question, though. Shoot. Can we kiss more often now? That works for me. I already know she's about to kiss me, but I beat her there. My lips meet hers on the way up. Her squeak of surprise melts away as we hold each other. I'm still afraid. I'm still uncertain. But this helps. She helps. Thank you, Tara, for everything. Oh, and now we're back with Maddie. Okay. Fingers crossed, no more fucking freezes and shit. It's been a weird morning. Usually when I get up, Abigail is awake and ready to go. And usually she has been for several hours. This morning, though, I awoke to find her dozing nearby, long past when she'd normally be up. She complained about having a headache, so we decided to take a walk through the forest to clear her head. So far, it seems to have had the opposite effect, though, and we've been walking in uncomfortable silence. It's been maybe an hour or so when we first noticed the buzzing. At first, it was very faint, like the sound of the wind or the rustling trees, but then it started to get louder and louder.
Fairies!
Berries! Very good, parents! It's the first word she's said in ages. She pulls me closer to her as the buzzing gets closer. Sure enough, the source of the noise soon comes into view. Dozens of fairies, maybe even as many as 100, flutter past overhead. They form a cloud rushing through the forest, nimbly weaving over and under the branches. When I first saw fairies back in the clearing, their movements were graceful and delicate, but now they're frenetic and urgent. The swarm travels right towards us, though they don't seem to notice or care about us at all. The buzzing has grown to an almost ear-splitting level, and I realize it comes from their wings. Like bees, their tiny wings beat rapidly to keep them up. They're a blur against the fairies' snowy-looking bodies. Suddenly, several of the fairies split off from the rest and dive towards us. I fling up my hands to protect myself, but they come to a halt overhead. This is my first chance to get a look at them. Their bodies are smooth and pale blue with a whitish tinge. Their eyes are beady and small, looking more like tiny flecks of obsidian more than anything with sight. At first, it looks like they're wearing gowns, but then I realize what would look like clothes are parts of their body. Colorful plumage helps make each fairy distinct from one another. Rather than legs, their bodies taper off into a point, like little ballerinas. Like snowflakes, no two look the same. One of them turns a somersault while the others hover anxiously.
Our queen! Is that you? Have you returned?
Their voices are all identical, squeaky and raspy, yet impressively loud despite their tiny size. It takes a second for me to realize that they're addressing me.
I'm sorry. I'm not your queen. I'm just an ordinary human.
A human? Ordinary? Don't think so.
They crowd a little bit closer, their fingers grabbing the empty air as if to pick me up and carry me away. I take a step backwards, with Abigail still holding tight to my arm, but the fairies just creep in even closer. Their wings beat hummingbird fast, distractingly loud.
I promise, I'm just a regular person. You're mistaken if you think I'm your queen.
A mistake? Have you seen her? We've been looking.
We haven't seen her. We haven't seen anything like her.
I have no idea of what a fairy queen looks like, but I'm sure I haven't seen anything that fits the description.
How long has she been missing?
It's hard to say. Did you know? Time is a human concept.
Gee, thanks. Their answers aren't helpful at all. They at least understood my question, which means they had some knowledge of time. Doesn't make a difference, though. The rest of their swarm has moved on, the buzzing fading once again, but they don't seem bothered.
If we see her, I'll be sure to tell her you're looking.
That won't be needed. She surely knows. That's why she's our queen.
The fairies' peculiar way of speaking in turn is almost comical. Since they haven't left us alone yet, I assume that they're still expecting or hoping for something. I'm a little afraid to find out what.
Do the three of you have names?
We don't. We have no need. Names are for humans, too.
They all nod in unison. Given how everything else about them seems to be insect-like, I just assumed that they have a hive mind of sorts. It would fit with everything else I know about the forest. I'm getting a bit tired of all the different networks and connections. It's silly, but it feels a little like not knowing the password to a friend's Wi-Fi. To help keep them straight in my mind, I give each of them a name. The one with the purple flower is Hai, Anon has the blonde hair, and the last one is Frio. Beside me, Abigail tugs at my sleeve surreptitiously. She's angled away from the conversation, trying to lead me out of it. I turn back to the fairies, putting on my best customer service voice.
We have to go now. It was nice to meet you. I hope you're able to find your queen soon.
I don't want to turn my back on them, so I wait for them to say their farewells and leave, but instead they come in even closer, causing Abigail to gasp.
Don't go! What if you stayed? You could be our queen. You would do.
You would do. Sure.
We could make it so. It would be easy.
Alarm bells ringing in my head. I start to step backwards, with Abigail keeping right on me.
There isn't anyone else. Not everyone is suitable. But you are. Let us show you what it'd be like. We can give you a taste. Would that be all right?
Their buzzing and flittering slows as 3 pairs of eyes stare at us. Abigail squeezes my arm. I move my mouth to say no, but The way their gaze pierces into me roots me to the spot. Like tiny dancers adorned with glitter, their skin shimmers in the low light filtering through the clouds.
Medicine. Come on, let's go.
But I can't. Or rather, I don't want to. Not yet.
What if they know something useful, Abigail?
We know lots of things. Secret things, clever things. We can know you, too.
That sounded lewd. They're pests. Their buzzing is a little too loud, and their voices a little too shrill. But
You don't belong here. We can tell. But wouldn't you like to belong?
they creep a little bit closer in a synchronized motion. They're close enough now that I could reach out and grab one if I wanted to. Or slap them away. I don't, though. A place to belong? Could they really offer that?
What exactly do you mean?
I can feel Abigail's grip tighten around my coat, but she doesn't say anything. Sensing an opening, the fairies circle dizzyingly around our heads.
The forest doesn't reject you. But it doesn't accept you either. We could change that, though. Whatever it is you want! Whatever you're searching for, if you help us. Wouldn't you like that?
With a jolt, I turn to face Abigail. I'm sure she knows what I'm thinking. Whatever I want, there's only one thing. Freedom. Abigail stares back at me for a moment, then presses herself against me. Looking up at the fairies, I nod.
Okay, just a taste.
Excited, they dive downwards until they're level with my face. Abigail cringes, but doesn't let go. As one, the fairies close in, placing their hands on my face like they're checking my temperature. Their hands are frigid, painfully so. It's amplified by the fact that I haven't felt cold in days. My hands jerk upwards out of instinct, ready to pry them away, but I don't. Then one of the fairies moves their hands to cover my lips. One covers my ears, and the other covers my eyes. For a split second, I feel like I'm falling through the air. And then it all hits me.
All I see is black. I'm alone. And yet, hundreds of presences flood my consciousness all at once. I can tell they're the fairies, but I don't know how I can tell. I'm bombarded by their awareness like tiny darts, not using words or thoughts or intentions, but just feeling. They're somehow distant, as if behind a wall, but so present. I try to find the semi-familiar presences of Hay, Frio, and Anon, but they're indistinguishable from the rest. There's no individuality. No sense of identity at all. They're just the fairies as a whole. But I can feel what they're feeling. Panic and anger and hurt all churned together. The feeling of being lost. Of not knowing where to go or what to do, but not being able to sit still. Though I can't tie it to any particular memory or event, the feeling hits me so strongly. So undiluted that I think I might cry. I can feel that they've been scared by something, but I don't know what that something is. Then, at last, I feel a nudge within my mind. The sensation of being noticed. The presence takes me in, welcoming me. It occurs to me that I no longer exist. I try to ask what's going on, but I don't need to. The moment the question forms, the presence with me starts to answer. Images play in my head, ones I've never seen before. They're grainy, like an old film. If I try to focus on a particular detail, the whole thing becomes muddy. I can see flames burning away at the forest. The fire is so real that I can almost feel its warmth. But when I start to focus on it, that too vanishes. The presence of the fairies weighs on my mind, an uninvited audience to the next part. I can see a fairy stumbling alone, but something's wrong with it. I realize instantly, I can't feel its presence. Where it should be, there's just a gaping hole, so vast and profound that it hurts by sheer exclusion. It's agonizing. I want to tear my heart out of my chest so I don't have to feel it anymore. The presence of the fairies, the whole nest, tries to reach out after it and fill the hole, but it won't allow itself to be touched. The moonlight overhead, which I crave, falls onto the lone fairy who hastens to escape it. The lone fairy flees, and the rest of them, the rest of us mourn. One word pulses through my head, both a condemnation and reassurance. One word, though I don't know what it means. Moonsick, 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 moonsick. The vision twists, and I can see a woman. But she isn't a woman. She's also a fairy, but not just. I'm so happy and relieved to see her that I just know she's the fairy queen. I can feel how much she misses the lone fairy. I know, because I miss her too. Desperately. I can see her searching, her hope never fading, until one day, she's gone. The loss is even greater this time. A sick mixture of guilt and shame plagues me, because I don't know where she is. I don't even know how long she's been missing. How could I have not noticed? The loneliness is so great that I want to do anything to erase it. Another silhouette flickers, just out of sight, but I can't keep track of it. We all have to watch it together, and then I realize it's me. But just like the fairy queen I saw before, it's also not me. Visions of time pass, months, years, centuries, and throughout all of them, all of the loneliness is gone. It all feels right. I could fix this.
The fairies removed their hands from me, and I burst back into the real world with a mighty gasp for air.
Madison, are you alright?
The fairies dart back up, away from the furious glare that Abigail gives them. All I can feel now is her hand clutching me, and I put my arm on her shoulder for support. My head spins, and for a second I think I might fall over. The dizzy spell passes soon. Once I'm confident I'm not going to collapse, I nod.
I'm fine. How long was I out?
Abigail's face flickers into a look of confusion. She presses her hand to my forehead.
Out? I didn't think they'd even begun.
Girlfriend? They ain't girlfriends right now. Like, there's been, inner monologues about, maybe some feelings and stuff, but they ain't GFs yet. This is like Eldritch Horror without the space monsters. Yeah, man, fairies are fucking freaky.
What?
I watch the fairies struggling to comprehend how so much could have happened in an instant like that. There's no way.
We told you, didn't we? We aren't bound by time. Join us and you won't be either.
When you discover Banshee is considered a fae, of course it is. Who said it wouldn't be? Whoever it is, they dumb.
Now that you've seen...
Like, I'm Irish. That's just common knowledge.
And now that you've felt... Will you join us?
Eyes wide, Abigail looks up at me. She doesn't have to say anything for me to know she's begging me to decline. I wish she could have felt how warm it was, how nice it was to belong like that. Yet at the same time, it feels like a distant dream now. Something detached and fading. I try to remember the sensation, but I can't. It's like water slipping through my fingers. It seemed so real, but it wasn't. It was only a second. I can't sign my life away to the fairies for 1 second of visions, no matter how right it felt, no matter how comfortable. I'm sure what I was just seeing was what they wanted me to see. I smile at Abigail, then shake my head, rejecting the fairies.
I'm sorry, but I can't. Thank you for showing me what it would be like, though.
How can we persuade you?
She said no. You have to, if they give you no as an answer, then it's no.
We need our queen soon. You could be our only hope.
I know you do. But I'm sorry. That just can't be me.
We hope you'll change your mind. We'll be waiting for you. We'll be waiting for a queen.
With that, they turn tail and dart off in the same direction that their swarm had gone. Soon all trace of them is gone. Like they'd never even been there.
Madison, are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was just a lot. Was that really that fast?
Yes. They touched your face and then a moment later you gasped.
That's insane. It felt like a long time. Like years had passed.
Abigail looks troubled, staring off into the forest where the fairies disappeared.
Fairy magic is strange and beyond me. They're similar to the forest spirit, and yet...
Different, but in a way you can't put into words.
Hi, Fran. Hi, Jess. I would do a thing, but we're in the middle of Women Wednesday. We're reading Heart of the Woods. But everyone should stick around for the end of the stream, because I got some fun stuff to talk about when we're done, which will be maybe in an hour and a half. But yeah, thanks for the raid, guys.
That's right. You certainly did see a lot, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Have you ever met their queen? Or seen what she looks like?
Just once, long ago. She and the forest spirit are both guardians of the forest. Did you see her in your vision?
I think back to what I saw as best as I can remember. The image shifts and shakes in my head, not wanting to be called to mind. More than what she looked like, I just remember how I felt. So happy and relieved to see her.
I did, but I didn't get a clear look at her. I knew who she was, but I don't know if I'd recognize her if I passed her on the street.
I'm giggling at some spoiler things.
Do you think you could mistake me for her, like they did?
Absolutely not. You're much prettier than she is.
Ha! Gay. Abigail says it very matter-of-factly, as if she didn't just give me an enormous compliment. And she carries on like it too. Be still my beating heart.
But to the fairies, I expect it's hard for them to tell the difference between humans. So maybe you looked like her to them.
I wonder how long the Queen's been gone. It seems like they'd been coping just fine without her, until something happened to scare them.
Something like what?
Something hot and bright. Something burning. Something that hurt to think about.
I don't know. I think it had to do with fire, maybe? So much of what I saw felt real, but most of it wasn't.
Fire.
Worry creases her face.
What's wrong? Did you remember something?
No. It was just a thought.
Rather than elaborate, she fidgets with her hands. I don't push the subject.
Maybe that's enough fresh air for today. We can head back to the church.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I detect a hint of relief in her voice. For the first time, I lead the way home. At least, I hope it's the way. I'm reasonably confident. At my side, Abigail remains quiet and lost in her thoughts. With one hand, she clings limply to my sleeve, trusting my navigation. I don't disturb her, instead concentrating on remembering the path. It's to challenge myself. I'm sure that if necessary, Abigail would be able to lead us home from anywhere. Still, I'm beginning to fear that I've led us astray when the grim walls of the church come to view. A mixture of relief and pride flows through me. It's also a little bittersweet. I've come to think of the church as home, even though I've never felt that way about the cabin. Despite the fact that the concept of home is just a formality now, surrounding ourselves with walls and a roof doesn't change a whole lot. Clouds are beginning to settle overhead, muting the daylight and making everything murky. It feels fitting for the mood. Abigail speeds up a bit as we reach the doors, and she's the first one inside. She sits down on one of the benches, fatigued.
Mind if I join you?
I gesture at the open spot beside her.
Please do.
What the fuck? Huh? I mean, like, we've seen this particular image before. Oh yeah, Jess Fron, I've been having technical issues all fucking night. Oh yeah, Madeira, you weren't there either. The game literally crashed at one point. I'm having problems with my external hard drive. It has been a Well, it gave me the error message twice, but it only force crashed itself entirely once. This is concerning. This is quite a surprise. Yeah, I know. Hang on, I'm gonna just get a quick screen shot. What the fuck? There we go. Just gonna take a screen cap of that, and I'm gonna post that in the Landcore later. Because what the shit? Wordlessly, she rests her head against my shoulder.
Headache still?
Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some tech bullshit after stream. She nods.
I'm afraid so.
Our encounter. Oh,
Our encounter there sure didn't help.
I'm sure.
they gave me a headache of sorts too. More of a notion that I can't get out of my head. The fairy's outstanding offer sits with me. As hard as I try, I can't fully push the idea away. If there isn't any other way out of this, then maybe being a fairy queen would be preferable to just being a normal ghost. As long as I could still have Abigail with me. That's a last resort, though. Because for as long as I can, I have to hold out hope that things can just go back to normal. That Tara and I can leave Eisenfeld the same way we arrived. Are they dead? Yes, they're ghosts. Jess, you're in chapter 4. So there's a lot going on right now. Abigail, the one with the pink hair, she's dead 200 years. And then Maddie has been dead like a week tops. So she's still adjusting. And that we can take Abigail with us. Beside me, Abigail shifts her head just a little.
I'm sorry. Am I bothering you like this?
Not at all.
I wonder if she's close enough to hear my heart beating. Maybe it can't always be like this. But just for now, it's alright. Although it's been a couple of days since we met the fairies and they made their offer, I haven't been able to get it out of my head. The visions themselves are just slush by now, with the memories of them having eroded into non-existence. But the feelings remain. The feeling of belonging and of freedom. There's something else I can't get out of my head, though. And she's sitting right beside me.
Madison, here they come.
Sure enough, a mother deer and her fawn come traipsing out of the bushes, no doubt on their way to get a drink. Starlight and the waxing moon make them look like ghosts at first, barely visible in the dusk. Upon entering the clearing, they see us and both freeze. Abigail smiles encouragingly, reaching out a hand towards them. After a moment's hesitation, the fawn takes one tentative step towards us, then another and another.
This one's name is Alma.
Hello, Alma.
I greet it the same way I would greet my friend's dog or cat. Deciding we're not a threat, the mother deer goes to the pond while the baby one creeps even closer. Abigail never moves towards it, never pushing too far. Then it nuzzles her hand, leaning into the soft scratching motion of her fingers.
Is this the deer that was watching you sing the other day?
Most likely. Almost a little bit shy, and sometimes prefers to keep her space.
You know this deer pretty well, huh?
Of course, we're very good friends.
No. To demonstrate, she strokes Alma's tawny neck. She doesn't even have to sit up to do so, since the fawn's face is just about level with her shoulders from where we're sitting on the ground. Alma closes her eyes, clearly enjoying the attention.
Would you like to pet her? I'm certain she'd let you.
Sure.
I lean forward, my hand outstretched like Abigail's was. But the second I move, Alma's eyes go wide and she bounds away into the darkness. Her mother watches, alarmed, from the shoreline.
Guess not.
Alma, come back! I promise Madison won't hurt you. She's just as sweet as you are.
I'm glad for the darkness, and that she can't see me blush. While she's not looking, I scoot a little bit closer to Abigail. Just a bit. The hanging fairy baubles to help to illuminate the young deer, who watches from a safe distance. None of the fairies themselves seem to be around, though. It takes a bit, with Abigail and I both sitting silently, but the fawn chooses to come back after all. Her steps are reluctant and ready to dart away at any second. She lets Abigail pet her, but watches me warily while it happens. I don't mind. I'm content to just watch and enjoy seeing how happy it makes them both.
How long have you known Alma? It must have been a while for her to trust you like this.
Oh yes, I've known her for her whole life. And I've known her mother since she was small too.
Abigail waves at the mother deer by the pond, who's returned to sating her thirst.
That's amazing.
I can only imagine the patience, time, and dedication it must have taken to earn the trust of the woodland creatures. Still, all things considered, I'm not surprised that they'd make an exception for someone like Abigail. She exudes comfort. I'm not sure how else to describe it, and I've certainly never felt anything like it before. Maybe being close to her is just as comforting for the deer as it is for me.
Do you have any other animal friends that I'll get to meet?
Oh, certainly, if you'd like. I'm sure Mr. Bearer is asleep for the season, but perhaps once he wakes up. There are also a pack of wolves around, but for Alma's sake, that would be best left to another time.
The deer nuzzles her hand in agreement, and Abigail coos contentedly at it.
None are quite so friendly as Alma and the rest of the deer, though.
That's because they know you don't have snacks, and if they knew you had snacks, they would mug you.
When I was a child, I wanted to have a deer for a pet. I thought that perhaps I could learn to ride one, like a horse. My sister and I would look for footprints in the snow and track them for as long as we could.
She looks up at me, smiling despite the melancholy tone her voice has taken on.
We never got very far, of course. Hardly a few feet into the forest. But to children like us, it was quite an adventure.
You must miss her a lot.
Abigail hardly ever mentions her family. I imagine that despite how long it's been, their memories must still be painful. She smiles thinly.
In a sense.
The deer is still luxuriating under her caress. Her hand moves rhythmically and gently, alternating between petting and scratching Alma's neck. She relaxes a little, resting against my side, but continuing to pet the deer.
more than anything, I think I miss the days of wonder and awe, back when the forest and all of its creatures were still a mystery. Sometimes I wish it could be like that again, that it could be unknown.
You wish that you hadn't met them?
No, not at all. At least, not given the circumstances. I'm quite grateful for the companionship they've given me. For so many years, they've been one of the few sources of company that I've had. But while my love for them has never diminished, I've come to the conclusion that it's grown to the most it can grow as well. That's simply what the world had become for me. A small world of knowns, and nothing more.
She looks away from the deer and back at me. A few tears spot her face, but she doesn't look sad. In fact, she's beaming.
And then I met you, Madison.
Moonlight frames her face. The lovely night sky, the fairy tale friendly deer, the ethereal woman. It's an image straight out of a painting.
You were my first unknown in countless years. The first soul I could speak with that I didn't yet understand. And what a wonderful unknown you turned out to be.
I'm frozen again. I've never had anyone say anything that's sweet to me. How am I supposed to respond to something like that? I try to calm my heart as it hammers in my chest. Looking at her soft expression only serves to accelerate its rhythm.
Thank you. That's really, really sweet. I think you're wonderful too.
Her free hand darts out to grab mine before I have a chance to react, as her eyes widen more, nearly startling the deer away.
Do you really mean that, Madison?
I really do. You're an incredible person. I can't imagine having to go through what you've been through without losing any sort of capacity for joy. But here you are, still so full of energy and positivity. I hope that I can maintain that sort of optimism.
Abigail lets go of the deer and flings her arms around me in a tight hug. It's a pretty awkward position because of how we're sitting together, but I don't mind. I hug her back as best I can, my only anchor in the storm of chaos that my life has become. Indignant, Alma slicks her ears back and darts off towards the trees again. Without letting me go, Abigail cranes her neck to watch, this time not calling the deer back. Alma's mother bounds over to join her daughter, and they both go careening off. I lean my head down to rest against Abigail and in what's become a familiar position. When did we get so comfortable with each other? Being like this just feels natural. She parts from me after a moment, sitting up straight again. She tilts her head up to look at the stars, and I gaze with her. The night is mostly clear, except for a few wispy clouds. All is still and quiet and calm. Even the pains of the forest don't seem to reach us here.
I wouldn't wouldn't call myself an optimist.
I blink, surprised by her sudden words.
I don't, nor have I ever really had much hope. There are small comforts and delights, but those aren't the same thing as hope. I can remember names and faces, and even dreams and aspirations that I once had. But do you know what the most curious part of it is?
She glances at me, and I notice tears in her eyes. Without thinking, I reach up and brush them away. No reaction. My heart pounds in my chest, nervous about something I can't identify, or that maybe I'm unwilling to accept, afraid to be wrong about.
What is it?
I can't remember how it felt for those dreams to be within reach. Even with my meager, lonely existence, there was still a chance. As unlikely as it would have been, there was always the possibility that someday something would change. Something might happen. There was a light, so to speak, to look forward to. And the day that I died, that light went out.
More tears, replacing the ones that I wiped away, sparkle in her eyes. I move to repeat the motion from before, but this time she stops my hands, holding them in her own between us.
I never gave thought to what this unlife might be keeping me from. Not from the life I left behind, but whatever it is I would have been met with had I lived to the end of my days. For a long time, I considered myself lucky that I was free from hurt and pain and worry and loss. Even if they were predictable and boring, my years here in the forest haven't been unpleasant. But I've never been optimistic. I've never had anything to look forward to. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine meeting someone as perfect as you. Never did I imagine that I would be happy again.
I understand. I know what she's saying, and more importantly, what she means. A shiver runs down my spine.
But Madison, I don't deserve this happiness. Not at the cost of your own. I keep thinking how if I'd been a bit faster, or more decisive, perhaps I could have saved you that day in the snow. And that even if not, I don't know what future I've stolen from you. I don't know what awaits those of us who pass on. All I know is this unlife and its permanence, and the way that you deserved better.
She's crying now, fully. Her chest heaves into a sob, and I pull her closer to me in as a tight hug as I can imagine, or as I can manage. As kindly and as delicately as I can, as gently as she always treats me, I hold her and sway gently, as much as our position will allow. I can tell just from the way she cries that she's been holding this in for a long, long time. I let her let it all out. It must have hurt so bad to be feeling this way. I speak in a whisper. Maddie and Abigail sit together in front of the moonlit lake.
It's not your fault at all. Don't ever blame yourself for any of this. I know I don't. Ever since we met, that day in the forest clearing, all you've done is made things better for me. I don't know if I ever told you this, but during those first days after we met, seeing you again was all that I would look forward to. I go to bed thinking about you, and wake up the next morning thinking about you. And as for everything else, to be honest, I don't know how to feel about a lot of it. So much of it is just hard to process. I thought that it would get easier with time, but it hasn't. But there is one thing I know. One thing that I'm absolutely sure of.
I squeeze her hands and I see her startle just a bit. No matter what I'm missing out on, I'm sure I'd rather be here with you. I mean it. Every word of it. I've never really put too much thought into an afterlife or anything like that. But any time spent here with Abigail is time well spent. And if that means eternity, then, well, so be it. Beside me, Abigail gazes into my eyes wondrously. Her lips move as she searches for the words she wants to say.
Madison.
She shifts so that the starlight caresses her face. Perfect, and yet not nearly as luminous as she is.
May I kiss you?
For once in my life, I don't overthink it.
Yes.
Her eyelids flutter and close. Her breathing trembles, then steadies. I empty my head of any other thoughts. Maddie kisses Abigail. And I press my lips to hers. So soft and so warm, as delicate as the fresh fallen snow, as sweet as cotton candy. Her form shivers against me and I place an arm around her for support and for comfort, mutually. I can feel her getting more confident and more relaxed. As 200 years of loneliness are melted away one by one, and we're left as just two souls sharing a first kiss under the night sky. It feels so right that after we've both been through so much sadness and loss, that we're now able to share this moment of joy. Not just to share it, but to be able to offer it to each other. It's our light at the end of the tunnel. When we finally part, my lips still feel electrified. She regards me with a coy expression, but a happy one.
That was even more wonderful than the many times I had imagined it.
Look at that fucking smug face.
I hope it was worth the wait.
I'd wait another 200 years if it was the only way I'd get to kiss you again.
I promise. You won't have to.
To prove it, I lean forward and give her another quick peck on the lips. Abigail leans against my side yet again. We've done this several times before, but it's never felt like this. It's never felt this right. Everything feels a little brighter now. So chat, that was the scene I was trying to get to last time. I just didn't know how far ahead it was. But yeah, I love that. I love the two of them together. They're so good. And Abigail is so baby. Our next day passes blissfully. We wander the forest, seeing all of our favorite spots. The comfort of our new relationship makes the time we spend together even more joyful. Everything is prettier when I'm seeing it with Abigail beside me. Of course, as has become our tradition, we end up back at the mystical fairy grove. We settle into our favorite spots by the shore, with a perfect view of the pond. As much as I love films, I've never been a big fan of romantic scenes. Victorian era lady learns what gay people are simulator. That would have been last time when they went to go see if they could talk with Tara and Morgan, and then saw them making out in the kitchen. But personally, I think Abigail was always queer. They always feel so forced. The soaring music, the obvious atmosphere, the cheesy dialogue. They're so divorced from real life that I just can't take them seriously. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, it didn't crap out on us when we were doing the actual scene. Oh good. But here I am watching the sunlight reflect off the shimmering water of the lake as the woman I love leans against me. And I think that maybe those scenes weren't so unrealistic after all.
Madison.
What is it, sweetheart?
Immediately into Sweetheart the next day. Or maybe it's a few days later, I can't tell. Sweetheart? I don't use pet names. That's not like me at all. But with her, I feel like it fits.
I know that I've said this before, and will probably say it many times in the future, but today and yesterday have been some of the happiest days of my life.
Okay, so it is just the day after.
Mine too. And it's okay. I'll never get tired of hearing you say that.
She smiles at me as soft as ever, but hidden in her expression and in her tone of voice, I can detect a tinge of sadness. I touch her face, rubbing my thumb across her cheek. She closes her eyes and leans into the motion.
Are you feeling okay?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. You just looked a bit sad. Maybe it was my imagination.
I half expect her to deny it, but instead she nods.
You do know how to read me, don't you?
I do. What's wrong? You can tell me anything, I promise. Only if you want to talk about it, of course.
She pushes closer to me in response, resting her head against my chest.
This day is so lovely. I don't want to say anything that could spoil it.
You don't have to worry about that, Abigail. I love you, and that means I want to be here for you no matter what. We're going to have plenty of wonderful evenings, I promise. And being open with each other is the best way to make sure they stay wonderful.
This is unlike me too. Usually on the first day of the relationship, I'm still a bumbling bag of nerves. what if I say the wrong thing? What if I move too fast or too slow? Well, you said it yourself. The best way to handle it is to talk about it. But it's different with Abigail. That fear isn't there. I can't quite explain why. I just feel like I don't have to worry with her.
I was thinking about other happy days that I've had. How long it's been since then. And how the memories have since soured. How much have I told you about my sister?
Not much. You mentioned that the two of you were close, and that you spent a lot of time in the woods together, but that's it.
We weren't just close. Helena and I were inseparable. Whenever anything went wrong, she would always be there to protect me. She swore that that would never change. But fate had other plans for the two of us.
She trails off. Every other time she's mentioned her sister, it's only in passing. Her story last night about tracking deer is the only solid detail I have about her. At first, I expect her to stay quiet like before, but instead she keeps talking.
For as long as it's existed, Eisenfeld has had a curse, you could call it. A terrible monster who would destroy the village if given the chance. To appease its terrible rage, we would offer a sacrifice to it. Every generation, a new offering would be chosen. But it didn't just want flesh. The head priest would take the sacrifice into the forest to be offered to the horrible spirit. The sacrifice's soul and the head priest's body would both be consumed. Then, the new head priest would emerge, having taken the form of the poor sacrificed victim. It was a painful reminder of those we had lost. When I found out that it would be a member of my family who was to be taken and given over, I wasn't shocked. There was only one thing that I cared about. That it wouldn't be my beloved Helena who was harmed.
Her voice wavers before she falls silent. Before I can tell her that she's said enough, she speaks again. Each word shakes as it leaves her mouth.
I couldn't forget the joyous days of our childhood. I couldn't let such a kind soul suffer such a horrible fate. So, when the time came, I offered myself. I volunteered to die so that Helena could live. And in that very moment, when our fates were sealed, I looked at them, at Helena. And do you know what I saw?
Captivated by her tragic story, I can't even answer. I don't move my head or my lips.
Relief. Not once did she try to stop me or change my mind. Not that I would have let her, but I don't think she even thanked me. My parents cried, of course, but they didn't argue either. Neither of them stepped forward to take my place. No one did. While I'm sure my sacrifice was appreciated, I was quickly discarded without even a token effort or gesture of appreciation. My sister, who had sworn to always protect me, had no difficulty accepting the fact that I would die for her.
What? She just gave you away? Just like that?
If death looms over you for long enough, it corrupts everything. Even love.
It didn't corrupt you.
Perhaps, though I believe that that's why I'm still here today.
What do you mean?
The first step of the ritual involves separating the sacrifice's body from its soul.